People are always asking author Harlan Ellison where he comes up with the ideas for his incredible short stories. Well, when it comes to his latest story, there is no doubt. It came from one Tom Brokaw. At the close of our program yesterday, Tom held up this envelope containing a piece of paper, and the words on it said, August afternoon, a person walking along a rocky beach in Maine picks up a pair of broken sunglasses. What happened next was a literary stunt that few writers could have pulled off. At 9:45, Harlan Ellison climbed into the window of a Fifth Avenue bookstore, read Tom's words for the first time as the crowds looked on, and then began to write. And he wrote, and he wrote, until finally, 5 hours later, The Night of Black Glass was completed. That's some feat. I thought working in a newsroom with a lot of typewriters and writing a 20-second story was tough. How did you feel during all that? How could you concentrate?
Well, when I write a story, I get into the story, and the world that I'm creating is more real than the world around me. It's I do it because I think, particularly in this country, people are so distanced from literature, the way it's taught in schools, that they think that people who write are magicians on a mountaintop somewhere. And I think that's one of the reasons why there's so much illiteracy in this country. So by doing it in public, I show people that it's a job of work, like being a plumber or an electrician.
Yeah, I've always heard that you apply part of your anatomy to the seat and you apply your hands to the keys and concentrate.
Yeah.
I think there's more to it than I think talent
talent
probably figures
does
into
have
it
a
somewhere.
small, yeah.
Tell me, what did you do with the idea in Tom's lead? Summary of the story.
Well, as I understand it, yesterday he said that the opening line was going to be, it was the best of times, the worst of times.
Or Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, and I was going to try for Call Me Ishmael, but I figured that was probably not good. It was both a good and a bad beginning for me because it was too general. It didn't give me anything specific. I mean, if he had said a ghost galleon sails into modern-day San Francisco harbor, then I would have a beginning. So he gave me Maine, which I had been to only once in my life, and that was in the dead of winter. And I've never been on the Rocky Coast, so I had to get a guidebook on Maine from B. Dalton, and I had to use that. And then I had to, I was 5 pages into it before I knew what it was say
And what was it about? I read it, but say what it was
Well, basically what it's about is the concept of the guilt of the survivor. People who do manage to live on after everyone else around them has gone to their doom, and about a man who feels no guilt for having survived.
Vietnam. His troops were killed,
right.
And he survives, and he meets them, and sits down and doesn't feel guilty about being a survivor. And then you end it by saying, so how is he going to pay for his life if he's not going to pay with guilt?
Right.
Is it necessary always to pay with guilt?
I think it's necessary to pay with some kind of coin of emotion that costs. And too many people, I think, go through their lives without recognizing that there must be some payment of some kind, either in good deeds or in anguish or in responsibility to the rest of the world. And this was a man who had no linkage with the rest of the world. All through the story, he keeps denying. A little girl sits down next to him. He won't even talk to her.
Is this the first time that you have written anything of this nature under less than ideal conditions?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, I've done this a number of times. I've done it in London, in a bookstore window. I did it in Los Angeles in a bookstore there. I did 6 stories in 6 days, sitting in a store window to help promote the bookstore. I find that the stories, some of them, about 7 of them, have won awards. So there's no real difference between the stories I would write quietly in my office at home or in a window. It doesn't bother me.
So this is partially a publicity gimmick and partially to show people that you don't have to sit on a mountaintop in quiet and solitude and think and then write.
Yeah, it's also like George Willard climbing the World Trade Towers. I like doing it because it's hard to do, and it's always nice to do something that seems impossible or difficult just to prove you can do it.
What is your definition of good literature? Does good literature have to be a classic, or can there be good literature in children's works or newspapers or daily newscasts? What's good literature?
Good literature, very simply, is that which uplifts and enriches in some way, that which gives you an insight into the human condition so that you understand that we all live in the same skin and we are all heir to the same fears and joys, and makes you want to be part of the human race. That's good literature to me.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Yeah.
With the Brokaw lead and The Night of the Black Glass, how does this rate along with some of the other stories you've written under the In the Window, Less Than Ideal Circumstance?
I think it's about a 6.7.
6.7. Okay, now rate for me Brokaw's lead-in as a good possibility for coming up with a story.
God, he'll only get cranky if I do that. You know?
Oh, it's that bad, was it?
No, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay.
It was okay.
It's okay. Norman Mailer might have given me something better, but Brokaw did okay. He was all right.
Yeah. Doesn't do a bad job here either. Thank you very much,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Ellis. We appreciate your being here this morning.